the Maestro.
Hello and welcome everyone. The week is almost over. You're halfway there. It's Wednesday, hump day, and you're now humping it with Mello, D83, and the Maestro. Get your mind out the gutter.
Yeah, y'all. It's that time again. Wednesday. Thank y'all for tuning in. Once again, we appreciate each and every one of y'all. Definitely, we'd like to hear some feedback from y'all. So drop us some comments. We got the live chat open on YouTube, so holler at us. All right? Mello, what's going down? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
Just making it through these last few weeks of school.
Oh, it's like that?
And then, yes, it is.
You sound so dramatic with it, but I understand. I do understand.
But then just waiting for summer break. Start some traveling.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's what's good. D83, what's going down, brother?
Nothing much, man. Just wishing it was Friday. Sure, we all can agree on that.
Yes. Big facts. Yes.
But I'm glad it's not Monday.
Right. Exactly.
That's true.
Of course, if I started work on Tuesdays, I wouldn't like Tuesdays either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, man, what do? Just got to roll with it.
All we can do.
Your face says otherwise.
all we can do.
Right. I got you. Hey, well, look, let's go ahead and get into it.
Here comes the starting 5'5" water boy, D83 with the 3 and out segment.
Yes, sir. What you got for us, D83?
Well, first I wanted to start with this XFL. You were talking to me last time about the ratings going down.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, my attention towards it has gone down as well. And I can't really put my finger on it. I don't know if it's because there's only 8 teams or, no big name players that stand out like there was in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But my interest has gone down. I didn't even watch this last weekend's games. And it's not that I was tied up doing anything, because I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watched some tennis, NBA, and obviously the college basketball stuff.
Hey, tennis is dope. I ain't knocking tennis. But, I know how you get down on this football thing, So for you to say that you watch tennis over XFL, something's wrong. I'm just...
Yeah, and it's crazy considering that the team that I was watching, the DC Defenders, they're 6-1.
Oh, they fire.
They're 6-1. They're doing really well. Really well. So I don't know. Maybe that'll change this weekend. Of course, it could have been due to the fact that I was watching the NCAA tournament and watching that finish up. And then, they had the championship games Sunday with the women's and then Monday with the men's.
Right,
so,
right. That makes sense. You maybe had a little bit more interest in that.
Could have been, but, the time that the games were on didn't, there was no conflict between.
Right. Dang. Don't let the rock hear you. Don't let the rock hear you say that. He gonna put you on the rock bottom. Ooh. No, don't do that though. I wouldn't recommend that, bro. I'm just saying.
Like, come down here. Let me tell you something.
No, he could literally just step on you, sir.
You trying to say I'm that? Hey,
yes,
hey, let me tell you. Hey, pal.
Yes.
In the midget world, I'm King Kong.
Well, all right then. Well, all right then. Hey, listen, you get it how you get it. Oh, my stars. No, it's all good. I feel you though.
Now, did the two of y'all see the story about Angel Reese, the LSU basketball player?
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark thing where in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I got no problems with it. no problems with it at all. And Caitlin Clark agreed, there's no issue. It is what it is, just trash talking. It's part of the game,
Right.
you know. And I think it just, it's mainly large in part my feelings towards it due to it being women. If it wasn't women, if it was guys, no one would have talked about it.
Right.
Just
Right.
guys being guys.
Right. So
Yeah.
I thought there was some controversy though, right? I thought it was, and I could be wrong, right? Because I glanced at the article, but I thought it was some controversy because I thought people were saying, what's the young lady's name that was on Iowa?
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark. I thought that when she did it, everybody was praising her, saying, she's, a beast at the game or whatever. But then when Angel did it, like they were, talking down on her, like, saying she's a thug or this, that, or whatever they said.
That was in large part due to when Caitlin was doing it. Listen to other sports people, and I watched it as well. When Caitlin was doing it, it was while she was walking back to her bench, right back to her bench, and like she can't guard me, and that stuff like that. Where Angel was right to her face. Which again, me personally, I got no problems with it at all because I want my athletes, if I'm a coach or whatever,
Right.
or if I'm a teammate, I want my players to be like that. I want you to have that dog, have that dog in.
I feel you. I mean, I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I told y'all before, my football coach in high school, my line coach, he said, listen, I want to see snot bubbles come from their nose. If I ain't seeing that, y'all in trouble. So yeah, I get it, right? I get it. I don't think it makes much of a difference if it's, whether she's walking to her bench or, she did it in her face, whatever. It's the same thing. So, I think, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. And again, I want my athletes to be cocky. I want you to talk trash.
Right.
I want you to, it's, of course, you look at players like John McEnroe back in the 70s, big time tennis player. A lot of people gave him flack because he was yelling at the refs and talking trash and everything else. And of course, it's tennis and you're supposed to be real subtle and everything. And it's, again, I want you to have that fight. I want you to have that dog in you.
Right.
Kobe Bryant years ago, he was on the bench and a player on the other team was talking trash to him on the bench and he leaned over and went, letting him, reminding him how many rings he had.
Right.
Yeah,
hey, listen. Shut your mouth. You ain't on this level. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's what sports is. It's competitive by nature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I can dig it.
Yeah, of course. There was a time when Michael Jordan was retired, and the number one, was he a rookie on the Bulls team or was he a number one high school player coming out of college, something or another, and he called out Jordan. It's okay. He showed up. I'm pretty sure, I think he played for the Bulls, and he showed up for their practice, played one-on-one.
See,
crushed him.
That's what you asked for, right? That's what you wanted.
Don't ever pull me out of retirement again. That's what he said.
See, when you the GOAT, you can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So you got USFL starting up April 15th. I wonder if that's going to, because that's a little bit bigger and well known than XFL. So I wonder if I'm going to watch that. Of course, then you got, the NFL draft April 27th starting. So that might not be much viewership to the monster of sports.
Right.
Which is NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to consume a lot. So baseball started.
Right.
Baseball started. I think they're 4 or 5 games in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that the games are shorter now, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, due to the clock between pitches, the pitch count.
Really?
Yeah. So they actually have a time limit.
Okay, I didn't hear about that.
I remember hearing them talking about that.
pitches.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I heard it knocked down to 30 to 45 minutes per game, which is cool because
crazy.
I'm not a fan of baseball as I once was. I was actually a bigger baseball fan in the 90s until they had the back-to-back strikes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That ruined it for me big time. I was a Pirates fan. You had Bobby Bonilli, Barry Bonds, Doug Drabeck.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome team, Pittsburgh Pirates.
So what was it about the strike?
Because I went 2 seasons with no baseball.
Oh, I got you. You were just a disgruntled fan. I got you.
Yeah.
I understand.
So then I switched to football. Of course, at that time there was already NBA. I was big in the NBA because you had Jordan. So,
Right.
you know, who
Right.
I don't know anybody that wasn't watching Jordan.
Facts.
Right.
So good times though. Good times.
Yeah.
I still feel like, you know, maybe the MLB needs to do something like cutting down from 9 innings to 7, maybe.
Mm. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I could see it, but I mean, what is the overall goal? Is it just that baseball is too long? You know, I mean, what is
The attention's not there. It's not fast paced like, you know, basketball, football,
yeah,
yeah,
but
even tennis.
you can't really compare it to that though. You know what I'm saying? That's like because for me it would be like trying to compare football to golf. You know what
True,
I'm
but
saying?
how are you going to attract younger generation?
To baseball? I mean,
I mean, I'm just saying the younger generation's already like us, and you know
that's
it's got to
true.
be fast.
That's true.
Everything's got to be faster.
Right, right, right. I see what you're saying, but I mean, I don't know. I guess you're always going to have because to me, it's really like kind of a pass down, right? So, um, you know what I'm saying? You typically watching baseball because either your pops or you know what I'm saying, your grandpa or something, you know what I'm saying, was watching it, or
True.
you just happen to, play during high school or whatever. But
Wouldn't that
it's
be
always
any
going to have
sport?
a group, though. You know, that's kind of how I see it because
Yeah,
it's
but
not for
wouldn't that be
everybody.
any sport?
Yeah, it could be.
Where
Yeah,
you pass down?
yeah, it could be.
I will say, that MLB is, or baseball in general, is the
Hmm.
ultimate family sport because you know you can go to
It's
a
passed down.
game.
Hmm.
Well, you can go to a game. You can go get hot dogs, whatever, drink, and come back. You're not gonna miss anything. You're probably still gonna be. I'm not
True.
making fun of the sport. I'm not making
No,
fun of
no,
the
no. I
sport.
got you, but it was funny though, because it's just
But
Yeah.
like
I'm just
you come back, he's still at bat. He ain't even swinging nothing.
yeah,
That's
right.
true. I
Right.
got
You're
you.
like, what I miss? What I
Right,
miss?
nothing.
Pitch count still 3-1.
Exactly. Hey, you'd have went to the bathroom, stood in a long line, and everything. You still, God, you right. I see your point. I see your point.
Yes. Now the last items that I want to talk is last night I watched the Lakers Jazz game. It went into overtime, 135 to 133.
Mm,
Lakers winning, which is big for them because they don't want to be put into the play-in tournament.
mm-hmm.
So they already want to have their, you know, position locked in for the playoffs.
Right.
It'd be good for them. Tonight they play the Clippers at 10 o'clock. I am staying up for that.
Man, dedicated. Dedicated.
Though AD and LeBron both may not play, which I hope they do, because me personally, they don't want to fall into that 7th spot. They fall into that 7th spot, they're going to fall into the play-in tournament, and they don't want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If they hold that 5th seed, they make it into the playoffs. I know it's a stretch, but man, just think if LeBron can pull it off and they win another title,
Mm.
because then you're going to really have that argument.
Who's
Even though
better?
he's got 5 championships and Jordan's got 6,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you're gonna
Is
lean
it
more towards
right?
he's had 4 different coaches,
That's what I was gonna say. He's been on different teams and got the championships.
different
So
teams.
yeah, man.
That 2016 team where the Cavs upset. Sorry, not only beat, but they upset the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors that year had the record for the best record ever in NBA history,
Mm-hmm.
knocking out the '96 Bulls team.
Right. 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 Right.
Let's not forget Jordan never did it, you know, without Pippen.
True.
or Phil Jackson, one of the greatest coaches of all time, if not the
True.
greatest.
And that's what the
So
argument is when people say, you know what I'm saying? That's really what the argument becomes. Even with Kobe. Even with Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but for him, at least for him, he was able to say, "I did it without Shaq."
right. That's true. That's true. You know, that is true. But, when it comes down, I think part of the argument it is, he was still with the Lakers the whole time. You know? And here LeBron is, of course I can't recount the number of teams, but he's done it with multiple teams to get multiple championships, so
Yeah, it was the Heat. He won 2 with the Heat.
right,
He won 1 with the Cavs, and then
right,
1 with the Lakers.
right. So, that says something. I don't know. That's just what people say. I hear it in these streets. You feel me? I don't know nothing about the streets, so I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I do though.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, growing up in the country,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
rough
yeah.
out there. Rough
I
out
bet,
there.
man. Hey, y'all
You
did
gotta worry about them deer on the. Tell
the
you something about the deer.
drive-bys, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I f-
Jump bys,
jump
because they
jump
come
bys. Yeah, you.
boom hit
Oh, and they take you out. That's crazy,
out.
man. That's gangster right there.
Yeah, they don't want these problems though. Come see me.
Moving on.
That's all I got.
All right, thank goodness. I'll just play it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Now it's time for a classically awesome journey to Squareville with Mello.
Mello, what you got for us?
So today, April 5th, is the start of Passover. I did want to bring that up and acknowledge that April 5th through April 13th. The Jewish holiday is a very significant one because it does represent the Passover. And when the Israelites were finally freed from Pharaoh Ramses II in Egypt. So I did want to bring that up.
Okay.
Also, Friday is Good Friday. And then, of course, Sunday is Easter.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
So, one of the things that kind of confused me, and I had to look it up, was why isn't Easter a set day every year? So I, went and researched, and it's because according to, I think it's the Jewish lunar calendar, it should be the first like full moon after their lunar phase or something I was reading. I'll get it all together, but it was just a lot of factors that determined it. But it's sometimes in March,
Right.
it's sometimes
right.
in April,
Yeah, it floats, right.
and then it just depends on when the full moon.
I've
So,
never heard of that.
yes,
Never heard of that. That is interesting.
because we just had I think they called it like the pink moon or something, but it was on. It just passed. So Easter is the first Sunday after the full moon.
I have questions.
There's a
Why?
lot more history.
Why?
Like going back, it would be a lot to talk about, but definitely look it up because it was interesting because Christmas is
Right. We know what
a
that is.
major, exactly, same time every year, but you would think even as important would be the resurrection day. Or even more important, but I guess he had to be born in order to be resurrected.
Hey, that's big facts.
So,
That's big facts. Okay. I
so
need to
just,
know. I need to know.
yeah.
Because I don't understand that.
Yeah, just one of those things. But, it's the same with Thanksgiving, even though that's not a religious holiday. It's like a certain Thursday, but it doesn't fall on, the same time.
Listen, I like that, though. Because you got something to look forward to a whole lot of time off. You know what I'm saying? Look, once you get to the end of the year, boy, you got all kind of holidays, man. That's lovely.
That's true.
It's wonderful.
That's true.
Man.
And so also today, I don't know if y'all have realized, but it seems like every month is a month for something.
Yes.
Every week in the month is a week for something. Every day of the month is a day of something other than, maybe a national holiday. So today, April 5th, not only is it Passover, that is something that is significant. It's also Go for Broke Day.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, go.
Go for what? Gopher?
Go
for
Broke Day.
Go for broke. Okay, so please explain. Because I need some learning on this subject.
There's several of them. So Go for Broke Day is Always celebrated on April 5th, apparently. And are you a risk taker? Then today's your day. Is go for broke on April 5th. Today, put it all on the line and take a chance. Go figure.
Interesting. Hey, man, I'm going to play the lottery. Say less. Say less. Hey, that's it. Wait, how much time we got? Yep, got just enough time. As soon as I'm done with this podcast, I'm gas station. Here I come. I'm going to get that money.
It's also National Dandelion Day, National Walking Day, National Read a Roadmap Day.
Who comes up with this?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
I was actually talking about maps today because I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we were talking about, man, if it wasn't for GPS, I'd get lost, because he was trying to tell me where something was, and I was like, man, if it wasn't for GPS, I wouldn't know anything, right? Wouldn't know where anything is. And I was remembering when I first started, in the field that I'm in, we used to have maps, and I was like, I was always that guy getting lost. I was like, hey, man, where am I at?
Golly, you need a navigator, bro.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like a brain, but anyways.
Yeah, that might.
Yeah. But, I would say in this day and age, that might be a holiday to kind of keep in mind and refer back to.
What?
Because if technology ever goes down, I think you might need to know how to read a map to get somewhere.
This is true. But if technology goes down, you got bigger problems. They're looking at
True.
it. Listen, you need to, it's fire and brimstone, Armageddon, apocalypse, all of that. So, technology gone. Hey, listen, you in trouble. I'm just saying.
But also today is Deep Dish Pizza Day. Now that I can wrap my head around.
Say less. Say less. Listen.
So
we ain't got no Unos around here no more.
No, that's what I was going to say. For anyone who doesn't know what deep dish pizza is, it is a spin on pizza that is absolutely amazing. Deep dish pizza there are no words to describe it. You put it in your mouth and
there's some words.
That's it.
Decadent. Delicious. Heart attack. Cholesterol. I'm being real, Listen, you got stacks on top of stacks of toppings,
This is true. Now, deep dish pizza was created in Chicago in 1943.
Chi-town.
Yes, where I was born, but I remember nothing about.
Oh, dang. Dang.
But it was Ike Sewell and Rick Ricardo who did invent the deep dish pizza out of their love for Italian cuisine business. So I'm going to explain what deep dish pizza is. And it's different than regular pizza, and you would be like, what? That makes no sense. Listen, and then go taste if you haven't already. So deep dish pizza is first baked in a pan, not like a pizza tin or, one of those flatter sheets. It's like a thick crust pizza. It's called deep dish for a reason. Because inside of the pizza, they put the toppings. Then they put the cheese. And then they put this beautifully chunky, delicious tomato sauce. And the reason they do this is because it has to cook longer because there's so much more to it. Mm-hmm. You don't want your toppings to burn, obviously. So the tomato sauce doesn't really burn, but everything else can get done to perfection underneath. And so the first pizzeria in 1943 was Pizzeria Uno. And my dad used to tell us about Unos all the time. And I was like, man, that sounds so good. He was in love with it. They built 2 Unos here in Richmond years ago. And that was like our favorite place to go. Mm-hmm. One was on the south side, and then one was right over here.
On the east end. Yep.
By the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. The Chicago Classic, was a deep dish pizza with tons of cheese, and then these big, thick chunks of sausage on it.
Yeah,
It was so good.
That jam was fire.
But again, if you've never tasted deep dish or have never heard of it, I implore you to go do so. They do have 2 Unos down in like the Hampton Roads, Norfolk area.
I think it might be one in Williamsburg. I can't remember.
No, it was like past Williamsburg, but kind of like in between Hampton.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dang.
but it's not too far.
I ain't driving down there for no pizza. I'm sorry. That's just too much. Now, if I got business down there, your boy gonna stop. You feel me? But I ain't driving down there just for no pizza. I'm just saying it's dope though. It's dope, but
It's delicious. That by far is my favorite pizza. Everything else pales in comparison.
man, yeah.
But so that's deep dish pizza day. And for those that didn't know what it was, now you do. Try it.
Well, all right then.
Can
Mhm.
can I just say something real quick?
Yes.
Sure.
I'd say we go ahead and just end it now. The podcast. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm hungry now.
Hey, listen.
Thanks for joining us today. See you guys.
Man, hey, they go end the podcast for some food. I feel you though.
No.
Not just any food.
Yeah.
You want specific. You got to get that deep.
Yeah.
You've never had it?
No, I'm just saying pizza in general.
Oh yeah. Pizza's
love-
dope.
I love
Listen,
pizza.
you know, I learned a fact recently, right? Well, I kind of knew, right? So everything Americanized is slightly different from its original, right? Even Italian food here.
Mhm.
But I was notified that Italian food in Italy tends to be a lot more bland than it is here.
Yes.
I was crushed and devastated. I love Italian. And I was hurt. I have to go. I'm going to Italy. I need to find out for myself. And, well, it's going to be a journey. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I need to know.
American Italian is different. That's pretty much with a lot of
That hurts.
the delicacies, because once usually people came over from their original countries, they might not have necessarily had all of the ingredients to make things as authentic as they did it at home. So they used what they had, and
I
it
kind of
became.
feel like everything is the America aims to reduce the process, right? Make everything quicker. So everything is processed. So you, instead of doing your tomatoes and making your sauce, you just buy the bag, right? So you get what they give you. I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
That's now, but I'm talking like back then, before.
I'm talking about now. I'm talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I need to know. Somebody let me know what's up. Yeah. All right, Mello, we appreciate it for the lessons dropped on the deep dish pizza. Need some. Let's get it.
先輩あなたが一緒にいないと心が折れる
Yeah. Let's get into it. It is that time for Senpai Sanctum. That's the name of my segment, y'all. Don't talk about me. I like it. I don't care what y'all think. Anyways, so we're gonna start off with the anime review, as I do. Today it's going to be Bleach, right? I'm not talking about Clorox. I'm talking about Bleach, the name of the show, all capitals. This is actually, I put this one off for a long time because when I first looked at the animation, I was kind of like, I don't know about it, It came out a while ago, right? It came out in 2004. That's when it first aired. So, it was a little older style. So I put it off for a long time. I regret that. It was a dope anime. So the summary is basically Ichigo Kurosaki. It's the main character's name. And he's a high school student, but he's not quite ordinary. He can see and talk to ghosts. Yes. Very interesting, right? ever since a young age, a young kid, he was able to do this. He had this ability. So one day, basically his life changes forever when he meets Rukia Kuchki. And I probably, Kuchki, yeah, that's it. And she basically reveals to him that she's a soul reaper. And her job is to maintain the balance between life and death, so to speak. Ferry souls from the world of the living to the world of the dead, in a sense. So, long story short, a situation happens, and Ichigo has to become a substitute soul reaper. So that happens, and his world gets turned upside down. I'm gonna steal that line from Fresh Prince, but it's really interesting how everything progresses, especially now, right? So it aired from 2004 to 2012, so it's got a lot of episodes. A lot of filler episodes too. I'm sorry, I don't know how y'all feel about filler episodes. If y'all don't know what filler episodes are, there's just episodes inserted to kind of puff up the story, lengthen the season or whatever. I don't know. They're annoying sometimes. But so it's got a lot of episodes, but recently, so yeah, I told you it ended in 2012. As of 2022, they just released a new arc, 1,000-Year Blood War. Listen, it did not disappoint. Oh, my stars. Oh, my stars. Y'all gotta, in order to understand, y'all kind of gotta go back. I'm sorry. Y'all gotta watch it from start to finish. Listen, not everybody's gonna do it, but you're gonna have questions. So it's best to just go ahead and get to it, right? Start with season one, episode 1, and just watch your way through it. It's well worth it. It's not gonna disappoint you. It's a little out there at points, right? But it's definitely worth it. So, again, Bleach, all capital letters. And no, we're not talking Clorox. Last thing I got is some news I actually just found out about. So this kind of deals with in the tech world, but the founder of Cash App was stabbed to death. I think that was today.
I haven't seen that
Francisco,
earlier. Yes.
San Francisco, which is crazy. I don't know. There's not much. It's a developing story, so I don't know much behind it, but I'm definitely going to be looking for those details and see what happened, man. But an interesting thing, of course, most of us are familiar with Cash App. It's just a really quick cash sharing app, send cash, receive cash. A lot of small businesses, even some large ones, use it for, their transactions, right? You may or may not have heard this, but the government is now going to require Cash App, Venmo, and other platforms like that to start reporting when a transaction of $600 or more. They're gonna have to start reporting that to the IRS. So you're gonna have to start filling out it's what's called a 1099-K specifically for these transactions. So basically what that means is Uncle Sam is going to be digging in your pocket once again. Ain't no more getting over. Previously, the limit was $20,000, right? So they didn't have to report anything unless it was $20,000. But now $600 is the key. So that's going to hurt a lot of people. But, it is what it is. This is what we got. So, yeah. Interesting bit right there. Condolences to his family for sure, because that's terrible, man. That's terrible. But yes, indeed.
Sorry, I almost died on that one.
I didn't
hear me cough.
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice you were gone.
Sorry.
My bad. I'm my bad. Sometimes I just. Oh, he finally quit. He finally
gave in. Yeah.
Hey, I was just about to. What's up?
Yeah, I actually saw that as well earlier today, and
Yeah.
it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Crazy world we live in.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Of course, there are no details yet, but It's like I said, it's a developing story. I'm sure it'll be all over the news. It is now. So
Right.
very sad. But all right. Well, look. Let's get into it. Let's talk about music. I'm talking about all kinds of music. Whatever music that comes to mind, let's talk about it. Because I myself have I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I like a lot of music. I was trying to find a fancy way to say it, but that didn't work. So fail.
Eclectic taste.
Thank you. Of course, Squareville would know.
Wide variety. Yeah, wide.
I like eclectic better. Sounds like sophisticated, Anyways, so classical, love classical music. Of course, I grew up in classical. I was classically trained, is what I call it, playing the viola. So got introduced to a ton of classical music. Beethoven, by far, is my favorite composer. Hands down. Matter of fact, Moonlight Sonata was the first piano piece I taught myself. So that was fire. But I like it all. Interestingly enough, grew up with country music. Our pops only listen to country music. Only.
And bluegrass.
Yes, a little bit. It was rare, though. A little bit of gospel here and there, even though he was a minister or pastor. But it was country music. K95. Every time you got in the car, every time you got out, same station, never changed. So, a lot of different things. I like the gamut, pretty much. There's a few things that I just can't stand, and that would be like death metal. Like, that's just, I haven't been able to get into that. I've tried, but it's just ain't for me. But let me hear what y'all got. What y'all think?
So what you're saying is no what's the band? I can't no Pantera.
No
Pantera.
I can't get down with it. I can't get
System of a Down. No System of a Down. You should check them out.
I've heard. Yeah, I've heard a couple of theirs. But like, I mean, it's funny. People probably say the same thing about rap music, but like, the screaming and I can't understand what you're saying. Like that, this doesn't appeal to me. But hey, I'm not knocking it because it's popular. Plenty of people like it. It's just not for me. So
it's funny you mentioned the screaming because a lot of the fans of Led Zeppelin gave Robert Plant a bunch of crap for him switching over to country. He said, I'm way past my prime. What do you want me to do? I can't scream anymore.
Exactly. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I'm way past my prime.
I could dig that.
Yes.
But
I'm the same way. Grew up listening to a bunch of different music. That was in large part due to my my mother.
Right.
I'm trying to look up the song. I think I found it. Paul Young, Every Time You Go Away. And the reason why I wanted to bring up that song, originally I wasn't going to discuss this, but it made me think of that. And I ended up having a little short memory of my mother and I were riding together. And the Paul Young song came on and it goes, every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. And I'm a little kid riding it. I'll never forget. I'm singing and I'm going, every time you go away, you take a piece of meat with you. And my mother goes, what did you? And I said, meat. I goes, why every time she leaves, she's taking this man's food from him. The man's got to eat. Why is she doing this? It's an evil woman. And she said, wow. He is saying every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. And I go, oh.
Wow. But, hey, listen, we've all had those moments, though. So I'm not knocking you.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Good times. Good times,
man.
though.
It's amazing how you can just hear a song and it just brings back a memory instantly. One that you wouldn't necessarily think of. But that's fine. I like that about it. That's dope. So I know we talked about it in our previous special broadcast. We talked about 80s and 90s. So don't want to necessarily rehash that, but let's go through everybody's favorite artist one more time. Start with you, D83.
My favorite artist of all time, I didn't mention it last time, I don't believe, but it would be Sade, hands down, Sade. Now, the crazy thing with her is that I didn't discover her until late. So, 2000 when she came out with the album Lovers Rock.
Right.
Great album. Every single song I was listening to, and I was like, man, who is she? She's awesome. So what did I do? Naturally, I bought her first album, which was Diamond Life, which obviously had her, biggest hit of oh Lord, can't think of the name of the song now. Lord, I'm drawing a blank here. But anyways, that song. Oh, Smooth Operator. Smooth Operator.
Hey, how did you forget that one?
Well, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that. For me, on that album, Sally. Sally is the best song on that. So put your hands together for Sally. Man, she's my kids. My kids like that song, and I'd be like, "Yeah, we'd be singing together."
Smooth Operator was an iconic song. Like that's what, like when people talk about Sade, obviously, instantly Smooth Operator comes up. But that's dope though. Sally was good. So I did like Sally.
Yes. Now the band that wrote and produced all of her music, Sweetback. That's the name of the band, Sweetback. They only did 2 albums together by themselves, and they had multiple artists featured on it.
Yeah.
Now they also produced Maxwell's first album, Urban Sleep. Great album, which also is the reason why his other albums after that they failed in comparison to that one.
Dang, that's tough, man.
They wrote and produced the whole album, Sweetback. Again, anybody listening, they should check it out. My uncle-in-law is the one that brought that to my attention because he himself also is a major Sade fan.
Yeah.
So Sade, freaking her voice, the music. Oh man, Jezebel.
Listen, our oldest brother is a Sade fanatic.
Yes.
Sade fanatic. Loves Sade. So much so he named his oldest daughter Sade. Which is, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, her career was so long. She had such longevity in the industry, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Like she was in her own space, man.
I wish she'd do another album.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Because how long? Her last album was
Soldier of Love.
Soldier of Love, right? And that was how many years between that one though?
2010, so 13.
Yeah, but what I was saying, like, because there was a long span between the album before that.
Yeah, Lovers Rock.
Right. So.
Yeah, because Lovers Rock was 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And Soldier of Love came out in 2010.
Yeah, so 10 years.
Doesn't look like I'll ever get to hear another Sade album, but it's okay.
But she's got plenty of music out there, so you got plenty to listen to.
True, this is very true, and man, after we get off here, I'm probably gonna be listening to it.
Oh, hey, listen, I ain't knocking you, man.
After that, it's funny because I was someone who grew up off of rap.
Right.
Like it was country. Believe it or not, it was country at first, like Garth Brooks, Randy Travis, stuff like that. I don't do none of the new. And then I switched over to hip hop, and it was nothing but hip hop. We're talking, Ready to Die, Biggie, Nas, Illmatic, Jay-Z, a lot of the East Coast artists.
Yeah, definitely East Coast. I mean, of course, Tupac was there. I mean, he was a major player. Like Tupac was West Coast, but yeah, it was always that. Of course, obviously, there was an epic battle between East Coast and West Coast, Biggie or Tupac. But the more I talk to people, like a lot of people, especially on the East Coast, where they chose Tupac. A lot of especially during that time, in the 90s, in the 2000s, a lot of people were more 90s. Tupac was it, man. Even for the East Coast, man. Like that was their guy. I understand.
That was.
I would even say, being from the East Coast, I really liked the sound of West Coast. It was different. It had a different feel.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the East Coast rap scene, but I really liked that West Coast feel.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sound. I mean, I guess situations were similar, maybe in what they dealt with. But there was something a little more poignant about, some of the places, some of the stories that they told through the
NWA.
rap there. Yeah.
NWA was, listen,
I
they changed the
was
game.
Mhm.
cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Yes, yes. Yep.
I was more of a Biggie fan though. The
Biggie was
lyrics were
nasty. Lyrically, yes.
nasty.
Lyrically, Biggie was it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Tupac,
My
though. His,
my mind's my nine, my pen's my Mac 10, my target. All
yeah.
you whack rappers started rapping.
Yeah. Biggie was definitely nasty, man. No question about it. Like, I don't know, man. It's always gonna be that age old battle of who's better. But it's personal opinion, right? It's
Of
perspective.
course,
So,
of course.
Mello,
And
who's your? Go ahead. What
no,
you
go
gonna
ahead.
say?
Go ahead.
Mello,
Um,
who's your favorite artist?
well,
Any genre, doesn't matter what it is.
sure. Well, there's kind of a, I don't want to say a few, but it's kind of evolved over time. So I would say
Sure.
Michael Jackson was my all-time favorite.
All right.
Um,
Respect.
oh, you respect me
Respect.
because it's
Respect.
okay.
Listen, Mike was it. I don't care what nobody says. Mike was it. And always will be it. Number one, always for me.
Yeah. I mean, definitely hands down, like a lot of my memories, a lot of the music growing up with,
Mm-hmm.
I loved Michael Jackson.
Right.
In the present, I've come to like a couple of, well, one group and one artist, because I have an eclectic taste too. I love a little bit of
You
everything.
have a weird taste. Excuse me. My apologies.
But I tend to, I guess, like a little more pop and, music and kind of like transition between pop and like there's like a lot of like fusions of music that I kind of like.
Explain, please, and give us some examples.
So, for instance, like right now, one of not many people may or may have heard of them, but Pentatonics
Listen,
is like my
Pentatonics
favorite
is.
group now.
Listen, Pentatonics is fine. If you don't know who Pentatonics is, listen, you under a rock somewhere. Come on, hey, they absolute fire.
So, as like I was saying, it's kind of a fusion because they don't really cater to one genre
Correct.
of
Correct.
music. They're kind of everywhere.
Yeah, they kind of take
It's a
everybody's
very
and change it into their own. Yeah.
true, but even some of their original music,
Mm-hmm.
if you've heard it, you can't really put it in a specific
Mm-hmm.
group, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I could dig that.
And I guess my favorite kind of single artist now, Ed Sheeran. He's kind of
That's my dude.
pop, but he's a little bit into a touch of R&B, a little bit of folk. He touches a
Yeah.
lot of different genres
Listen,
with his own music.
he got bars. I don't know if you ever heard him. He raps on some of his songs. This man got bars. Yo, Ed Sheeran is dope. He is a dope artist, man. Much respect to him.
I love Ed
Yeah,
Sheeran.
he's
So
dope.
that's what I mean by
Okay.
not necessarily fitting into a category, but maybe it's more so pop just because
Yeah.
it kind of like maybe it kind of branches from. I
Mm,
don't know. It's just hard to say.
right. I feel
But
you. I got you. Okay. Listen, I'm with it. Pentatonics is dope. Ed Sheeran is definitely
love
fire.
them. Yeah.
I mentioned this before. My favorite artist. Well, listen. When I say my favorite artist, Mike is always at the top. I'm just, he goes without saying. That's just me. So, next would be Luther Vandross. This is my guy. Listen. Oh, my stars. Luther Vandross was that guy. His music is incredible. Favorite rapper, DMX. No question. No question. I don't know if I have a favorite group, but if I did, it would probably be Boyz II Men.
Oh yeah, love Boys to Men.
Um, I've come to find myself now, because a lot of the new stuff I can't get down with. The mainstream stuff. So I'm not knocking anybody, right? Everybody's got their space, and they're doing their thing. But I like to find a lot of underground artists, right? The ones that haven't, made it to mainstream, but put out some fire music, right? One of my favorite underground, I guess he's underground. I don't know how famous he is, but a lot of people don't know who he is when I talk about him. His name is Quabs, Kwabs, Quabs. And I believe he is from England or the UK by way of Africa, I believe. I could be wrong. This guy's voice is incredible. His voice is incredible. He's got such a deep, rich tone. And, he's just, to me, it's fire, man. To me, it's fire. Definitely check him out, Quabs. I'll put you on. One of my favorite songs by him is called Forgiven. It's dope, man. His voice is instantly, you're going to be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how it was. But who was some...
with you on that.
Hmm?
So now I'm with you on that. You got to share. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
And get off.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. Is that something you shared with me before? Because
May have been, yeah.
For those that don't know, Maestro and I, we're always sharing music with one another.
Always sending
Oh yeah.
artists back and forth. Man.
11 o'clock at night, bing.
Exactly.
I'll be.
Yeah. That's how we do, man. But I think I may have sent it. That was probably a long time ago, though, because I've known about him for several years. So.
Gotcha. I'm gonna check it out for sure. It's funny because when I was mentioning Sade, being my favorite artist of all time, I just want to throw this out there for those that may not know the band, Counting Crows.
I remember that.
Still to this day, their album August and Everything After, my favorite album of all time.
Wow.
All time. I can still play it through from start to finish. Mr. Jones was the big hit off that album. Mr. Jones and me.
Right, yeah.
The fairy tales. The whole album. Love it.
That's what I like.
Absolutely love it.
Just something I can just start from, just put on from start to finish, and I just vibe with it. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I mean, I can do that with all of Sade's albums for the most part.
Right.
But again, that album still today.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love it. And then there's, John Mayer stuff. You brought up Luther Vandross because in the beginning, R&B, Luther Vandross was my favorite until Brian McKnight came out.
Oh, Brian McKnight is
right.
I don't know, man. Brian McKnight is definitely one of the dopest artists, R&B artists. But yeah, man, that's a tough one. I'm all the way Luther though.
Yeah, I mean his career, Brian McKnight's career, is nowhere near what Luther's was.
Sure.
But I'm just saying, me personally.
Yeah. What's that one song where it's the acoustic guitar and he's singing over it? You the one that put me onto it. I can't think of the name, bro. Oh man. That song is fire.
It's I Want You.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I'm gonna find that name. I might post it in.
It's funny I can't think of the name, but it's actually my favorite Brian McKnight song.
Yeah. That was that joint is smooth.
And all of a sudden that bass, remember that deep bass hit?
Yeah. That was smooth, man.
It's funny. Again, you brought that up. I can still put myself right back in the moment in time when we were playing it, and we were riding down 95. So, you got to check this song out.
Yo,
yeah, we're riding down 95. You, myself, and B.
Okay. Dang. Yeah. See, I don't remember what I did yesterday, so I wouldn't remember that.
That's so good.
I'm just, hey, it is what it is, But that joint is fire.
Maestro.
Yeah.
2 artists. Well, 1 artist, 1 group. And I know this group you love just as much, if not more than me.
I already know what you're going to say. Evanescence.
Yes.
I already knew it. Listen. See, that's why we related, because we on the same wavelength on that one. Listen. I love Amy Lee. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just putting that out there. That's
Look, growing up, you were the only man I knew with a set that was blasting Evanescence.
come on, listen. I would. It didn't matter.
Evanescence.
Yes, sir. Hey, listen. Hey, it would knock too. It would knock. Y'all don't sleep on no Evanescence. It would knock. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Oh my gosh.
All you
Like-
hear is
Exactly.
all snap is getting ready to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No question, man. But
Yeah.
Evanescence has always been. Matter of fact, I was searching around for it because I was expecting another album from them. You know, because they tend to switch up members quite often, and I think most of the original members are gone, except for Amy Lee. So
Right.
but that's kind of disappointing. But you know, it is what it is. That's the nature of the game. But I think they're on tour right now, if I'm not mistaken. So, but that's one thing I definitely did. They do a lot of overseas tours, a lot of overseas tours, man. But one of my favorite albums from them was called Anywhere But Home. Anywhere But Home. Why that took so long for me to figure out. Yeah. So, but yeah. So Anywhere from Home was probably, and it was all live music. It's all live music. Y'all probably hear my kids. Man. They don't know how to. They ain't got no chill, man. Y'all gonna have to forgive me for kids off the chain right now. But
You had to put one of those signs out your door on air.
hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? Lock the door and everything. They still beating on it, man. God.
Ain't no doubt.
It
Ain't
is
no
what
doubt.
it is, man. But yeah. So it was the album was all live music. You know what I'm saying? Them redoing their songs in concert, man. It was fire, man. And they would throw some songs on there that were never on the album too.
Right.
And that's what I liked about it. So, but yeah, it was dope. It was dope.
Speaking of concerts, because recently, I think about 6 months ago, maybe less, I had the opportunity to go see Rage Against the Machine.
Mm.
Best concert I've ever been to. That was
Wow.
nasty. Man, they hadn't toured together because they had broken up.
Right.
They hadn't toured together since like 06.
Mm.
Nasty.
That's dope. Rage Against the Machine. That I'm trying to think of one of their songs, but that joint was. I used to rock with it because you put me on to them. Matter of fact, that was another one when we were living together. Matter of fact, you know, back in that apartment, you know, all them years ago, you put me on to that. Absolutely, man.
What about Xavier Ward, Maestro?
Who?
You know Xavier? Is that
I
how
don't
you?
know. I don't know. So, oh, my stars, man. Oh, Mello, what you did? Oh, my stars. Javaya. Javaya.
My apologies. I
Ooh,
was pronouncing it the way it looked like it was spelled.
You butchered that joint. Oh my goodness. You getting that up. Okay. But yeah, Javaya. Listen, dope artist. Dope. Oh my gosh, she's fire. She debuted on when P. Diddy, Puff Daddy had his The Four, you know, his singing competition. And she came out there. She was 16, I think, when she came out there. White girl with dreads, long dreads too, you know, and she just had a swag to her. And, you know, of course, people were skeptical, but her voice is different. It's different, man. And it's smooth, man. She's got this whole swag to her, man. Absolute fire, man. She is incredible. Javaya is, definitely check her out. Definitely check her out. One of her most popular songs is actually she did with Zayn for the Aladdin album. You know, when Will Smith did the whole Aladdin thing, and they sang A Whole New World. She killed it. Absolute fire.
Have you ever heard my version though?
No. Hey. Oh, we out of time. We out of time. All right, y'all. Listen, thank y'all for joining us. I want y'all to come back, so we ain't gonna let him sing. I'm just saying, my bad.
Oh God. Anyways, that's gonna do it for us today. Thanks for joining. Make sure you follow the Humpin' It podcast on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and also Spotify. And yes, I almost forgot. Next time you're humping it, think about us. Get your mind out the gutter And by the way, go get some deep dish pizza. I'm hungry. Thanks a lot, Mello. We love you guys. 2 fingers. Peace.